Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sit Your Axe Down. This is episode 6. I've got Lucas up there and I'm Kyle. We are doing an episode not in a venue for episode 6, unfortunately due to both of us driving back on Sunday. We didn't get to do a podcast episode at the PLS event at the Flying Squirrel. So I do think we want to get Ryan probably on a podcast here soon, just because he is probably the oldest active, not oldest like by age, but longest running thrower in the World Axe Throwing League at this point, most continuous anyways. And it'd be good to hear from him. So, and he just became a Waddle ambassador a couple weeks ago. So, but yeah, we'll get him on. Maybe we'll get him on a Riverbend. But yeah, so we just had PLS 2, the Spring Fling, this past weekend. Good turnout. Our largest turnout by a handful of throwers.
Yeah, a few people. We got I think our next one, hopefully the next one will be even bigger.
Yeah.
Especially since we're doing the amateur side of things, which we'll talk about more later, but
yeah,
I think that'll obviously help get a few more signups.
Yeah, we probably should have like jotted down like all the winners from this weekend. It would have been. It's probably
like the top 8.
Probably going to be difficult. No. Just like the winner of all the events. Probably gonna be difficult.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Recount. I'm just kidding. Lucas took the axe sweep at the PLS, so not too difficult to come up with those. And
came up short. Did
Colby take the second place sweep?
No, Colby got second in Hatchet and Big Axe, and then Flow Bros in.
Oh yeah, Flow Bros. I forgot about that. Yeah, Flow Bros in duels. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking for some reason Knife, but.
And then Knife was first place was TJ Schultz, and second place was Jeremy Hanna.
Oh, my headphones went out on the right side, so I just have like left ear.
That's okay.
That's weird.
You only need one.
Yeah, Jeremy. Congratulations to Jeremy. He threw spectacular. Yeah. It was awesome watching him throw so well. So
PLS, the first PLS was one of his first tournaments. I mean, I think he'd thrown 2 or 3. He threw knives at Worlds.
I think I threw against him at Worlds in knife.
Possibly.
I think he was in my bracket.
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
wow, man, this audio like keeps throwing it in both ears randomly. It must be a short in these headphones.
He threw. He throws out of Jack Split, and then he also just joined our league at Murfreesboro Axe.
Nice.
And he's been throwing everything really well. I'll take that back. He hasn't been throwing hatchet very well at our venue, but he actually just got his first 64 like 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
So yeah, he's definitely up and coming. He was one of my invites from the first PLS when we were inviting people that we thought were deserving of coming up and deserve to be there. So,
and I'm 99% positive. Has he thrown a 32 yet in Big X?
I don't know for sure, but I know that he had 2 chances at my venue like last week.
Well, I'm 99% sure that at the first PLS, he threw a 32 against Vale if his axe stuck.
Oh, yeah. He was having some issues with his Cerakoted Colossus.
Yeah, he was having the typical flush hit issues that people have. But I mean, he smacked 4 bulls and smacked the kill shot, and it was just very unfortunate to watch because it was 100. I mean, I said 99 point. It was 100% at 32, and and it would have been cool because it was against Vale, and Vale's a good big axe thrower. So for Jeremy to do that against Vale, it would have been great for Jeremy. So, but he threw well in Big X, and I think he threw well in Big X again this weekend too.
Yeah, he was actually my first match, and I was super worried. Like he played, and then he was my first match in Big X, and I was like, great. He'll probably be like on fire. I'll suck my first game, and then he'll beat me. But he didn't. So it was a good game, though. I think he was only down a few points. So
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
the that you said something a minute ago. He threw his first 64.
yeah, it was his first 64. It was 2 or 3 Sundays ago.
So that kind of segues. I don't know when we were necessarily wanting to talk about it, but
Yeah, we can just talk about it now.
yeah. So
You got to
with
get them in while you can.
yeah, you got to get them in while you can because we can talk about that too. Actually, at the PLS, we did the new rules tournament, but get those 64s while you can. Throw Pros, the Sit Your Axe Down podcast. We're partnering with AxeThrowingApparel.com for a monthly release of limited edition shirts.
Yep.
And our first shirt, hashtag goals, and I'm going to pull it up here real quick. Hashtag goals. The shirt is hashtag 64 before 24. And then we got some neat little like doodle tattoo artwork on there too. So the crown and then headstone with the see you later. So
trying to get in the last few I can before 24 because I know it'll be a while before I can hit those.
So these shirts, these limited edition shirts, they're on axethrowingapparel.com. We'll put a link in the description below. There's only going to be 100 of each of these shirts sold. So this particular shirt we did they did a white print and a black print on the design on the shirt. So there are 2 different designs, but there's only going to be 100 total sold. So once those 100 are gone, they're gone forever. So get those in, get those shirts now before they're gone. But 100 of those, the first, I guess we'll call that the May release.
Yeah, we'll just kind of.
So it'll be 100 shirts or
the end of May.
Yeah, so at the end of May, that shirt's going away, never to be seen again. Hashtag goals, 64 before 24.
Yeah, and so even if you have already hit a 64, then you got to get them in while you can. So get as many 64s in while you still have the chance. I had a really good hatchet league tonight and got a couple of them in. So it was I threw a perfect week if you don't count the other week mixed in there. But didn't miss any kills, which was a new thing.
Yeah,
because I've been struggling with those in league. So
sorry about that. We had a quick little question. I had a quick question for Lucas about audio, and so it's possible that there was no audio recorded, and you're just gonna hear her. You're gonna hear me talk over. So, but we'll put that in. Funny little outtake, but
yeah.
So PLS was good. The venue, Flying Squirrel Axe Throwing in Speedway, Indiana. That's Ryan Gustin's venue. Cool venue, big space.
Yep.
I think I think the best thing was that he has 3 bathrooms.
That was nice. Yep. And they weren't like he had 3 unisex restrooms too, because that's the other thing. It's like even if you have 2 or 3, it ends up being like predominantly there's more males than females there, and the female one's like almost empty all the time, and then the guys are like trying to decide if they're going to use that one since nobody's in line or what's going to happen. But no, it worked out. That was
Everyone
good.
Wants to see like if there's a couch in the women's bathroom since they all go together and
yeah, you got to know. But no, I mean, I think overall the weekend was good. We didn't really run into any issues or anything. Brackets all ran pretty well, I think.
Yeah. Live stream was good. Hayden set up a really great live stream. He put a lot of work into developing that, and we're going to try to use that in the future. So if you are needing a live stream at an event of yours, Throw
Yeah, let
Bros
us know.
is for hire. So
Yeah, we're using kind of Hayden to do some of that, but we would come out and set it up for your event.
yep.
And do everything from however you would like to, so we can set up different scenes, different things. So yeah, if you're
And we're
interested in having
extremely reasonable on price.
yeah,
So.
nothing crazy. We're not looking to get rich. We're just trying to help the community
provide
be
a
able
good product. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the live stream was cool. I really think that Emma Brian Nielsen stole the show. Everyone seemed to love Emma on the live stream. So and
Yeah, she's in charge.
For someone who is so young, she really like knows what she's talking about already. Like she does such a good job of knowing who the throwers are and what's going on in the match, and yeah, it was fun to watch, and I was in there a couple times with her. She did a great job.
So let's see. The first was Big Axe.
First was Big Axe, yep.
Friday. Then we did hatchet and duels.
Yep.
Or well, first thing there was a duels marathon, and
Correct.
Unfortunately nobody threw a 64 at the duels marathon like we were all hoping to do.
Also, there was one team that can actually claim that they dominated the world champions. And that was me and Ryan. We beat you all 4 matches.
The first 4 matches of the day.
First 4 matches of the day.
Yeah, you guys killed us. And by killed us, I mean we missed our kills. I think like every game.
Very true, but I hit my kills. Actually, I did my job. I think every time in that, like when it came to like up downs and hitting kills. But I did throw some 4s in the first match.
You probably did. You probably did wreck us. That Hayden and I like take like about 8 games to get like warmed up.
He took 7. Yeah, so in game 8, yeah, because it was we beat you the first 4, and then Flow Bros beat you the next 3, and then you put it to the
we started to get in a rhythm, and then it started to get good. So
yeah, and then everyone else was just screwed from there on out. So.
Yeah, I mean we didn't do. I mean I don't know if that's our best season, but
I think Hayden said it was your best season.
It might be. I mean,
it was. I think it was your best season kill shot wise, because like you did miss kill shots, but I think you only missed kill shots against us. I don't know that you missed kill shots against anyone else.
Definitely our best one in like in a while. Let's see. Oh, I can't see it. I can only see. Doesn't show it there. Hold on. I'm gonna find it, see what we got. But where's it on the leaderboard now?
The best tight end just got drafted by the Bills in the draft, Dalton Kincaid.
Anyway, so yeah, we did the marathon though. Then we did Big Axe. Then hatchet, duels, and then Sunday was knives.
Which so to talk on the hatchet duels thing. I feel like hatchet and duels should always be, if there's going to be a back-to-back event, they should always be back-to-back.
I can see that.
I just feel like you're throwing the same implement, and like even though Big Axe is, it's still an axe, but like nothing has to change. Period. Really, except for maybe the axe that you're throwing.
Yeah.
So I really liked that. So little tidbit, but yeah, then knives on Sunday.
Yep. Knives on Sunday, and then we finished off with
new rules tournament.
Yeah, new rules tournament, and we all I think learned a lot.
Sure.
Dustin Wellman learned that he can make a lot of money making 19-inch handles.
I will say, like, I'm so I bought the one that Colby used.
Yep.
And I really just bought it because I wanted something in the meantime to use, because so Dustin's doing another Big Axe for me, and my existing Big Axe has like that same recurve, and so once I get the new big axe, I'm just gonna convert that old one into a 15-foot axe, and but I'm gonna use a different head. I'm not that the bear claw isn't a great axe head. It just doesn't work very well for me. I feel like having thrown it now, like I lose coverage.
Yeah, but the other things we learned were that that's all you need is a 19-inch handle, and then there
It
were
doesn't actually have to be 19-inch though.
just a longer
Just a
handle,
recurve handle.
and there were people that didn't change their throw at all, and then they finished in the top three. All three of the people that were in at the end were not throwing 1.5.
Tyler wasn't throwing 1.5.
Well, he wasn't top three.
Who was the top three?
I'd have to look at the form again, but
I thought it was Tyler. I thought Colby beat Tyler to go to the finals.
No, Colby beat the guy that looks like me, Austin Hewsome, to go to the finals.
Oh yeah.
So I think those were the top three.
Yeah.
And he was definitely not throwing 1.5 either.
No.
He was throwing a
corporal.
Yeah. I wanted to say commander, but I knew it wasn't right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty evident that
Dan was throwing exactly the same throw. Which his hatchet and his big axe throw are exactly the same. So
Colby was throwing the exact same throw. I wasn't really. I don't know exactly what Austin's looks like. He might have just been throwing harder, but he was throwing obviously pretty well that way. But the big thing that we learned was that the 2024 rules don't really accomplish what I think they were hoping for. So for all those people that have been saying, oh, they're not going to change them. Oh, they don't know. These are set in stone, even though they're acting like they might change them, and thought that alpha test was the wrong thing to call them. You were most likely going to be proven wrong, because I'm pretty sure that after just that
the beta rules are going to come out.
Yeah, there's going to be another set of rules. There's going to be some other stuff that's tried, because the big flaw that was evident was that all you need to do is buy new equipment, and you can do your same throw for most people out there. Secondly, you were actually kind of rewarded for not being as accurate. So there in two ways. If you were really inaccurate and you were going for an outer bull, you could actually hit a 4. And so that's one problem. That's not as much of a problem though, because that one would take a good amount of missing. The big problem was that once you'd go to the back half, if you were aiming for the middle bull and you were good and you were accurate, you would hit that middle bull. And then you couldn't go for a 5 really anymore. It's very, very challenging to purposefully hit a 5 from that distance. And so actually, if you aimed for the middle and you missed because you weren't as accurate as your opponent and got a 5, you were actually at a big advantage there, because now your opponent can only go for a 4 and play it safe, or they can go for an outer bull, and if they miss, now they're for sure going to be down, assuming that you hit another 5 or 6. If you hit another 5, I mean, you're looking really good going in to throw 8, because you're going to get to stay down again and stay in the center again. So it really just, most of my games turned out to be me throwing purposeful 4s after throw 6, because I would hit a bull on throw 6, and then the other person would maybe hit a 5 or a 6 or whatever there. But then I would have already had a lead coming into the half. So now I have like a 3 or a 4-point lead. So I'm just purely aiming at the 4. So I bet if you go back and look at the stats, I threw, I don't know, like 40% 4s maybe, just because I was aiming for the 4 because it was so huge in such a safe space. So a couple of things that I think can be tried are going to be that the 5 and the 6 close out. So if you hit a 5, you actually had a disadvantage now because you missed the 6. And then another thing could be that the outer bulls could have some sort of safety ring around them is what I'm going to call it, but probably another 5 ring that would be present. And it would probably just be like an ink pen line. It wouldn't be a full marker line or anything like that. And then those outer bowls might get a little bit smaller as well. So those are the things that I think would kind of change it. Another thing that would be really cool to see, and people that just bought new axes probably wouldn't like, but or maybe they would, or maybe they wouldn't mind, because I think that you just should only be able to use one axe. So if you're going to throw 1.5 spin, you have to use that same axe from the front as you're going to use from the back. And if you're going to do 1 spin, you got to be able to throw that from 12 feet, or throw all of your throws from 15 feet. There would be no rule against that from my understanding as well. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see what the second iteration of rules looks like, and then hopefully test those in a tournament format, because that's where you're really going to see strategy and people, trying to win. Because the way the rules are currently, nobody probably would have necessarily thought that's how it would have happened until you got into a position where it's like, well, I want to win, so I'm just going to throw a 4 and play it safe. So I think I only had to go for 1 outer bull from the back, but I also was throwing almost perfect from the front every time.
I didn't have to go for an outer bull from the back until my 4th match in A bracket. Or yeah, 4th match. I think 4th match in A bracket.
I had to do it against Tyler because Tyler started with an outer one when we switched sides.
Yeah, so Tyler and I talked about that a long time ago. Like that was like maybe the best strategy was to save the center bull for last.
It is, as long as you're going to hit it.
Yeah, correct.
That's the problem, is like there's a good chance I was probably not going to hit it. Now, the one that I remember going for, I did hit. Yeah. So Tyler hit that one. I hit center, and then he went center because he had a lead. So I might have hit a 5. So he went center. I went outer and I hit. And then I think it was a 2-point game going into the final throw. We both went up, but we both only had a lower kill left. He hit a 6 on that kill, and I hit an 8 on that kill, so we were tied. And then who sucks less, we both kept hitting until he's a jerk and he finally hit like the 3rd one or something. But
yeah, my first match, it took me a long time because like I didn't have an axe that was like already ready to go. Like some of those guys showed up with their 19-inch recurves that they had bought from Wellman. So I grabbed an infinity axe here the day before, and I bought like a 1x2 or whatever it is, and cut it off at 19, or was like 18, and threw it on. And so the first match was like just trying to figure out like how to throw that axe well from the back. The front wasn't that big a deal.
Consider that. I have a Peugeot or whatever somewhere.
A Pluot?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. So I was just like, that's easy. And if the handle breaks, it's a 1x2. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, no big deal.
And it was bone stock, so it was, really fat. But the game 2 of my first match, I finally kind of like, okay, here, I figured out the drawback and the release, and that I could pretty much throw it at the bullseye every time. And like, I wasn't going to hit the bullseye every time, but I was going to at least get a 5 or a 4. And so in my second match against Brandon Johnson, like we were talking beforehand, probably way more than we should have, because it took forever. But it was, is it like, I feel like now in axe throwing, it's like I want to throw in the 60s every time. If I throw in the 60s, I'm probably going to win. Where in the new rules, it was more of like you're playing to win.
Yeah,
who cares about the score?
Yeah, I will say that I also think that the new rules in there, probably in every format that now, the game is going to take a lot longer
A lot longer. Yeah. Yeah, because
because you're going to want to wait. So the current um, presented option for tournaments is that the person ahead would always go first. And so if the person ahead goes and you see that they hit a 3, you can very easily just throw a 4, 5, or whatever is available and try to take get a point back or take a lead. So I don't know. I think there's a couple of things that are going to definitely change. The pace of the game is going to change to something slower. But I will also say from the front, I would watch and I would get excited when I would see they threw a 3. I'm like, oh,
100%.
I'm about to take a 3-point lead because I'm confident that I'm going to hit mine. And that took me 1 or 2 throws to adjust to the bulls being slightly higher or lower. But literally just the second that I made the adjustment, it was so easy.
Yeah, I mean, before Brandon and I threw, like, we both kind of were on the same page that, like, it's going to be a see what your opponent throws and throw 1 point better.
Yep.
And I told Brandon before, I was like, I'm just going to try and throw 5s. And so I lined up, like, where I would normally line up for duels with Ryan. And I kind of aimed at the same point that I would aim and hoped for a 5. And if I could throw 3 5s before I hit the center bullseye, I was okay with that. Especially if he threw a bullseye in the center. And as soon as you hit that bullseye, you have to go somewhere else. Because I'm not going to throw a 5 and risk a 0. I'm not going to hit the bullseye, try to throw a 5 and hit a 0. So then you have to go somewhere else. So
I did that.
Brandon, I think in both of our game or the 2 games that I won, hit the bullseye first, and then he was kind of throwing 4s.
Yeah.
Because it was okay to take, if I was throwing a 5, a 4 is the better shot than a 3 because you can lose 1 point instead of losing 2.
Right.
So there's a ton more strategy, but there's a lot more time. So
yeah, it's also like all on the fly.
Worried about 100%. They're worried about 10 seconds now.
Ooh.
They're worried about 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like, all right, guys, this whole match is taking 30 minutes.
Yeah, ESPN's gonna hate the new rules.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that will have to speed up, and maybe that'll change a little bit with those safety rings. I probably won't.
I will say if those safety rings are on there, then it'll be. I think it'll be fun.
It'll probably change things a lot. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see what the next iteration looks like. I'm sure once they have tested a few things, and
I do feel like though if they make that center 5 go to a 0, I think they'll have another like uproar.
Yeah, but it would only be in tournaments. I don't think it.
That's true. It would only be tournaments, and
only
be in the pro tournament. Correct.
I have no idea.
If there are divisions that come down the road.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do exactly for that stuff.
I'm just thinking in my head. I'm just thinking like the pro am thing in my head is all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Be interested to see what they do. I do think there will be tournament and non-tournament rules though, and yeah, I don't know how that'll affect certain divisions if there are divisions or how that part will work. But
yeah.
But speaking about divisions, those were the things that happened at this PLS. But at our next PLS, which will be going on July 14th, 15th, and 16th,
yep,
at Tribal X. I know we talked about that a little bit in our last episode, but we are looking forward to having that event, and we are now
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, we are now committed to doing an amateur, for lack of a better word, tournament.
Yep.
So the way that's going to work is anybody that has not been a part of the Pro League series, not the Pro League series, sorry, that has not been a part of Waddle's Pro League.
Yep. So at any point in time. So
2022 or 23
in its existence.
Yeah. If you've ever been a pro you will not be able to enter the amateur tournament. But if you have not ever, then you will be able to enter the amateur. So there's no threshold, there's no middle ground of people that are missing that can't do either one. Either you've been in Pro League before or you haven't. So if you have not, then you will be able to sign up for the amateur tournament. The only thing that you would not be able to participate in would be duels, just because of the way signups work and things like that. It's the more challenging one for us to kind of coordinate, because people don't have their partners and things like that. So as of now, that is going to take place at the same time as duels as well, on Saturday morning at Tribal Axe. So we're going to have the amateur tournament happening while duels happens.
Yep.
And then the top 4 from the amateur hatchet tournament are going to get automatic entry into the pro hatchet tournament. And then we're also still going to do payouts. So payouts are going to be to, right now, top 6. If we get enough people, we'll probably bump that to top 8. But minimum, we're going to try and do the top 6. And then and then you'll still be able to also sign up for Big Axe on Friday and Knives on Sunday.
Yep.
So
and that'll all be and just for the people in the Pro League series already, the people who are in the amateur tournaments that are signing up for Big Axe and Knife, it'll be the same dollar amount entry fee,
same value,
as if it were split up in the regular PLS. Because if you're already doing PLS, you know that it's a 1 ticket price. Each ticket basically holds a value of $100. So Big Axe and Knives, $100, which is there's definitely knife throwers out there and definitely Big Axe throwers that have not been members of the Pro League that are 1,000% good enough to enter those tournaments. So
and they'll still be, able to, if they finish in the top 8 of either of those disciplines, they'll still be, able to reap the benefits of our payout structure. So top 8, they would still get $400 guaranteed, and then more than that if they finish higher. So there's going to be, I think it'll be our biggest turnout, hopefully.
Yeah, plus it's summer in Virginia Beach, so
so should be good. We actually have a few people signed up already.
Yeah, we released it today, and
we got 2 people that are for sure signed up. Well, besides me, you, and Tyler, we got 2 people that earned entries.
That's right.
From this past PLS, and the first person was, which we were able to announce there, was Leslie Woman.
That's right.
So we give the top female from the PLS free entry into the next PLS. Mm-hmm. And then
the second one,
we also do we haven't announced this yet, but we're gonna make a post this week. We also give out free entry to the person that finished just outside of the money. So highest finisher overall that didn't walk away with a check. And that was Austin Bach.
Congratulations, Austin.
So he was throwing well and everything, just unfortunately didn't get over the hump in anything. And so, Austin is gonna get free entry into our next one. The person that actually won that from the first PLS was Colby Dean, and I think he got money in at least 2 of the events for sure. He got second place in hatchet and Big Axe at this event. So
I think just those 2 he cashed in. So, and he cashed like really, really nice, really well.
So he definitely made good use of that free entry. So hopefully Austin can do the same thing with his entry for the next one. So yeah, it'll be uh, interesting to see kind of how this one turns out, how it plays out. Um, hopefully we can get everybody, hopefully we can pull everything off in its current, but I would love to be able to have it to where the amateurs can join all of the disciplines in the future. So if we get enough people and we can make this a thing, I think that we'd be able to have just 5 separate disciplines, basically the amateur hatchet, pro hatchet, and then we would have duels, big axe, and knife that you could enter all of them as amateur. So where we just wouldn't overlap them.
Yep.
And so if we can do that, hopefully we'll be able to do that at a one in the future. We'll just have to see how this one goes and see how many signups we get and how long it takes. We got to figure out timing because we don't want people to be there forever. We also don't want to make people show up on Thursday for anything. So yeah, we'll keep that as an option as well. So we might be able to move some things around. Maybe we could end on hatchet on Sunday or something, or maybe we could do the amateur thing on Friday and then still do hatchet and duels on Saturday. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out. But yeah, be on the lookout. We have already posted it on our page, but we'll be sharing it to the discussion group in the next couple of days, possibly with this podcast episode. So yeah, if you've been looking to come, think you're not quite ready or haven't been in the pro league, but you want to come and compete in the other things or just come hang out, compete in just hatchet and maybe, watch, learn, soak it all in. This next event's going to be the one to do it at. And if you haven't ever been to Tribal Axe, it's a great venue. It's huge, tons of lanes. Rebecca and David always do a great job of hosting. They've got food, alcohol, everything you could really want. So, and we'll probably have time to do maybe some fun stuff or something on Sunday. And actually, I think we ended up having some time on Saturday this time to where we could maybe do something small.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we were done by like 7 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, so we might be able to do like a skills thing or do something else. So yeah, be on the lookout for those things. We're gonna put together an actual schedule with times this coming week, I think, and get that graphic made and posted everywhere. So really excited about the next event. But what's next on tournament schedules? What do we have? We got
This weekend is Friday, Saturday is K-Town Throwdown.
K-Town Throwdown, Friday night Big Axe, and Saturday duels and hatchet. And then on Sunday is Knives Out tournament here in Murfreesboro at Jack Split.
Yep.
And then they're going to be doing duels right after the knife tournament and knife duels.
That's right.
And that was fun last year. So see how that goes. And then I think the next like big tournament that sold out very quickly, Riverbend.
Riverbend. That's correct.
Following weekend, Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yep. I think it's the
2nd Melee.
The 7th. Yep. 2nd Melee.
Should be good.
Yeah, it should be really good.
Do we throw at that?
What's that?
Do we have matches?
That's a good question. I have no clue.
All right. Well, maybe we do.
Let me find out. Let me find out real quick. We probably.
All right. Well, he's gonna look that up, and so yeah, hopefully we have some matches there. Get to throw a little bit more. I think a few people that didn't get to throw at the first one will be there, so that'll be cool. But there's also another tournament going on the same time in Texas. So as far as I know, Riverbend sold out. Can't get tickets, but you might be able to still sign up for the Jolly something tournament. I can't remember the name of it, but happening at Dringer. So if you are in Texas or South, you can sign up for that. Happening the same weekend as Riverbend.
So there was a schedule that I thought existed. Oh, here we go.
We'll figure it out. They'll tell us.
Of course, he doesn't have the schedule posted. Come on, Josh. Gotta get with it. Let me see. Maybe he's posted it somewhere else. There we go.
Sure,
Well,
it's on there.
that's old. That's an old schedule. All right,
All right,
schedule's
so we don't know.
not there, so we have no clue.
We
But
don't
we'll
know. We
find out.
probably do.
We've got enough people regardless. So
Yeah, we probably play if people are going to be there. But yeah, I think that's it for tournaments that are upcoming. I'm sure we'll have an episode in between those. We might,
oh yeah, for sure.
depending on how Sunday goes, we might try to do something as like a recap for K Town and
Knives out.
Knives Out. Yep. Depends how I do. I'll probably won't want to talk about it if I lose, but we'll see.
Will Levis is dropping into the second round of the draft.
I told you he's not getting picked.
This is Philly,
No way fucking-
Philly, KC, and Pittsburgh are 30, 31, and 32. So
What else were we going to talk about there? Was there another thing?
what else were we going to talk about? We were going to talk about all the things we've already talked about, right?
Shout out to Canadian friends, Mike Morton.
Oh yeah, that's what you were going to talk about.
Caitlin. I got some. So they brought me Kit Kats to Keystone.
The interesting thing, before he says this, the interesting thing about this is that like last week, I was like, I wonder if they make the big cat in Canada.
Yeah. And so I got some at Keystone, but I put them in my suitcase, and TSA decided they wanted to have my Kit Kats from Canada. And so I got no Kit Kats at my house. Well, I have a couple still left over, but I didn't get to bring home new ones. And so I told them that story, and they were like, "Oh, well, we brought some, so maybe maybe we could give you some." So I got a couple of them from them, and then also inside the bag was not what's it called here? It's called a big cat.
Yeah, big cat.
Yeah, well, it is not called that in Canada. It's called Kit Kat Chunky. So I guess Americans
which is weird to me. Like if I'm thinking candy and I hear chunky, I'm thinking like crunchy peanut butter or like
yeah. I was trying to see.
like
this one doesn't have a cool
chunks of stuff.
It doesn't have a cool way to open it like the other ones, so we'll just have to open it like American candy. But looks pretty good. Just a bigger Kit Kat. I've never had a big cat, so
yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot more chocolate around the candy.
Which is good because that's the best part of Canadian Kit Kats.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the middle is different from a regular Kit Kat.
Probably is.
But this chocolate, so much better. Like not even up for debate. So if you haven't had a Canadian Kit Kat, find somebody from Canada to give you one, because it very well could change your life. They asked me about some other candy that they wanted me to try, but there wasn't one in the bag, so I don't remember what it was. But all of the chocolate pretty much from Canada is made differently and has to have a certain amount of cocoa, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that they're required to have like they've a lot higher standards than what the U.S. FDA requires. Yeah. So we're probably eating like sawdust.
Right. Yeah. There's like just random things can be in
fillers.
Ours. There's to be like actually chocolate.
Makes sense.
But no, it's delicious. I'd eat the whole thing, but you guys don't want to watch that. Man, I felt like there was one more thing we were going to talk about, but I just can't remember what it was.
Let's see. We talked about PLS, and we talked about the limited edition shirts.
We talked about the rules.
Next PLS. Yeah, we talked about the new rules. We talked about K-Town. We talked about
Knives Out.
We talked about Riverbend.
think that might have been it. Maybe.
I think another thing worth mentioning, which we may have mentioned in episode 5.5, I don't know if we did.
As soon as you tell me what it is, I'll tell
But
you.
so we often talk about Lucas doing the axe sweep. But did we mention that Leslie Wellman is the first female to do an axe sweep? Did we mention that?
Oh no, I don't. I don't think we did. I
Yeah,
don't think we.
so Leslie at the oh shoot, I can't think of what it was.
Hoedown. It was the
The
hoedown.
hoedown throwdown
Something
or
like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I
the
just know
tournament was
hoedown
at
was.
Casey's venue, Tommy Hawk's in Springfield. The weekend before PLS, she did a women's tournament, and Leslie Wellman was the first female to do the axe sweep. So she won hatchet, she won big axe, and she won duels.
Yep.
And then knife was won by somebody else. But yeah, that was pretty. Brianna,
It was won by Brianna, wasn't it?
yeah, Brianna Richmond. Yeah. Yep. Who wasn't even going to throw, but
You said
which is
somebody
awesome.
else.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then she carried that into PLS and became the highest overall female in the last PLS. So Leslie's on a hot streak right now.
All right.
She's doing good. There we go.
Sunglasses were just sitting here, so they were super reflective.
Yeah, they sure are. Those
You
are
can
the
see.
orange ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can see my computer screen perfectly, I feel like, through them. Yeah, so shout out to Gooder.
That's right. I've got a phone call with tomorrow at noon. Finally.
All right.
Finally.
All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, what were we? I just thought of something. Oh, league scores. I feel like I have been personally struggling in league other than tonight. Do you think that certain
You're
people
such a jerk.
what?
I saw that when you sent me that message, and I was just like, oh, screw off. I almost responded back and was like, "You still sucked and missed 5 throws."
Yeah. Well, what I was
Except
saying,
you missed the good throw. You missed the good one to miss.
yeah. Finally, my misses were where I wanted them.
Yeah, it's crazy when you throw 8 games and your lowest score is a 62.
And what's crazy is it was my last game. I almost, and it was throw 7 and 8.
Gosh.
That's the crazy thing that kind of made me mad. Is I was thinking about it at that point, and I was like, all right, I just need to hit one of these next 2. And then I threw a 5, and it was like perfectly down the middle, just low. And then I was like, all right, I can fix that. Watch this. And then it was just a little bit to the right. But the other crazy thing is my first game, the 63, was a push on a bull.
Sucks.
It was like super close. So I would have had 64, 64, 64. And then I don't know which throw I missed on in the 4th game. But it was a 63. I would have been pretty upset about that too if I missed the perfect week by 1 throw. Or if I would have 64'd in the 4th game, then I would have been mad about the first game where they called it a 5 instead of a 6. But oh yeah, I was trying to look up the scores.
Did they ever fix the darn thing?
It's like close-ish to correct. So I guess there's several people in the 60s still. So yeah, there's still a handful of people in the 60 averages. I was just interested, like I had seen a couple of other people that had missed more kills than usual, I felt like. And so I just wondered if them announcing the new rules had not really made people miss necessarily, but it was just something else that either maybe they'd been started to devote some of their practice time to throwing at throwing 1.5, or if they had been just worrying more about the 2024 rules that are coming out, or I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the leaderboard and there's still like
Do you know?
I got go.
I want to shout out Noah Vargas. So Noah's at the top of the leaderboard by average,
Yep.
60.75.
Not anymore.
Shut up, Lucas. No, he is right now at this
He
moment.
is
So
currently. Tomorrow might be a
sorry,
different
Noah.
story.
Lucas screws that all up.
I don't know. Maybe he threw really well tonight. Wins his league.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Good question.
Because he's at 12 also, so he might have had his league night tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like what's keeping him where he's at is that he's basically throwing kills like it's his job.
Yeah.
But Noah, young kid out of Texas. I mean, I met Noah at some point last year, I'm sure, or maybe the year before. But Noah's a great kid. I threw duels with Noah at the Cut. We met his mom at the Cut, so he's a real supportive family behind him. And he works so hard, and I feel like he you just don't hear enough about Noah right now, and I think we're gonna hear a lot about Noah.
Oh yeah,
as the year goes on. Noah's a great thrower, and he's only gonna continue to get better. So,
yeah. I mean, definitely what I would say is up and coming.
Yeah, and he's like,
I mean, or he's already there. He's in.
He's not 21, right? Yeah, he's like 19.
Correct. Yeah.
18, something like that. So he's super young still, which is awesome because he's super young. He's just going to continue to develop. And like I said, good support system behind him with his mom, and I'm sure other family. We just met his mom at the Cut though. So, but yeah, good kid, tough thrower.
Yeah. Rander also having a heck of a season so far.
Rander, where's he at?
He's second, 60.67. Tishko
doing
up
well,
there at the top, 60.58. Jose 60.56.
And he just won that tournament in Arizona this past weekend, didn't he?
Against
Garrett. I think he beat Garrett in the finals.
Didn't we talk? Oh, I think I just talked about it on the live stream, maybe.
Can't remember. I know we talked about it because you.
I talked about it at something. I think I talked about it on the live stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, he took first place in the Copper.
Can't remember what it was called.
Copperhead something or Copper State something at Social Axe in Arizona, some city in Arizona that I can't remember. But yeah, and Garrett was there. Garrett took second place.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good tournament. He had some really strong finishes at the end. Finished off with a 64. Both tournaments this past weekend were won with 64s on the last game.
Yeah.
So probably send him he needs to get one of those 64 before 24.
That's right.
Shirts. Keep wearing it.
AxeThrowingApparel.com.
It's funny. I thought that I had seen like a lot more misses from people that were on the leaderboard. But really, people haven't been missing. It's still like 56.75 is the 50th place.
Yeah.
Hayden thinks he's throwing like so terribly. He's at a 57 average though, which I would have like given my left arm for like a year ago. Maybe 2 years ago. But yeah, like all these people on the leaderboard crushing it right now. A lot of people hitting a lot more kills than I thought. Maybe it's just me because my other league I'm not doing very well, and I've missed a lot of kills.
Yeah,
that's very frustrating because I keep missing by like a splinter. But all right, well,
I still don't think Knife is in. Correct.
Knife? I don't know about Knife. I got like a 40 something average at Jack Split, 48 or something, 47. So I don't even know where that puts me.
You have a 46 at yours.
Yeah, I think I got a 47 or a 48 over there.
That puts you at number somewhere in between number 2 and number 5.
Because Tony has a 49 or something.
Yeah, 49. Yeah.
I think that's a marathon too. So I think he's staying up there.
I dropped I was like a 47 and some change, and then I dropped like 45.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, through trash tonight.
I think we're just gonna kick you off the podcast. It's just gonna be me if it drops lower. So
it's still in the top 10.
I don't want to hear it.
It's literally one spot behind your Murfreesboro Axle.
Right, and I know how bad I'm throwing in that one. So
you're throwing number 7 overall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I mean, I think maybe I was a little distracted from the draft too.
Oh, whatever. You just found out it was on.
No, it literally we started at 7:00, and so like, especially through the fourth pick, like I was so invested in everything that was going on in the draft, because that's when the Colts picked. So
Thursday hatchet, Sunday. Why are there 2 of these? I don't know which one. Oh, that's winter. Where's knife?
it's under hatchet.
I know, but like, it's not showing up.
Oh, it showed up on mine, but like my league's not in there. So Thursday night. I don't know. When do you throw a knife?
So it's Thursday, but like the only things that show up are their 2 hatchet ones, not the knife one.
Yeah.
Like if I go to the thing now,
So the leaderboard thing's still screwed.
I was able to find it in my career.
Where?
If I go to WKTL and then I go to the bottom to league, and then I'm at 16, so I can see it. I have a 47.8.
Yeah, mine. It doesn't show in mine at all. This is junk.
Oh, that's not it. I was like, what? Hey, but I'm doing pretty good. 4 weeks in, I got 7 64s. And 4 missed kills.
People are screaming at their screens right now.
Because of that pick?
No, because you're like, oh, I got 764.
Don't worry. I have just as many 64s in that one as I have twice as many missed kills in another league. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, but that's all going to change because you figured out what you're doing.
I did figure out what was wrong with my kills. So hopefully I won't have any atrocious weeks coming up, but we'll see. It was a very small thing. I don't know. I don't know why I changed or what happened, but somewhere along the way I forgot to do 1 or 2 things, and so
yeah,
feeling good now. All right, we'll try to hop on. We talked about how we were going to go live before to get like topics to talk about.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that.
We screwed it up.
So well, it's because we didn't do a podcast.
Because we didn't do it at the time that we thought. I was way too tired and needed to get on the road to get home. Had to be here for Monday morning. So, all right, for sure. If we do one this weekend,
actually, before we get off,
what now?
Any update on?
Oh, about the thing? No
insurance or anything? No.
Nothing good. So we're gonna try to have a big sale of shirts to try and
generate some money.
Yeah, cover some expenses for things that are kind of out of our hands at this point. So we're canceling subscriptions and things to save some money that we're not able to use really right now. And then we're gonna try to sell a bunch of shirts that we can ship out to people. So I'll post some stuff about that this week. I just need to go in and do inventory and make sure we don't sell some that we can't replenish or get more of. So we have some already, and then we'll probably try to do a couple of new ones that'll be drop shipped. So we'll have some updates on that early next week, or maybe even as early as tomorrow.
Cool.
But keep you updated on the car that wrecked into the building from there.
I think you should be able to like part it out.
I do have one piece of it. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's just a fog cover. Probably not worth much, but it's no broken tabs. I don't know how it made it all the way inside, didn't break, no broken tabs. It just like popped out.
I'm sure you can sell that engine.
Yeah, it didn't stay though.
What's that?
The engine.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they had left the car there.
Yeah, if they would have put that actually in the building,
Yeah.
and somehow I would have kept it, probably. But all right, well, tune in for have we put any of our other ones on Anchor?
Oh my gosh. No, I haven't put the last
Just
3 on
upload
Anchor.
them all. Yeah, upload them all.
Yeah, so if you're listening on Spotify, you're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff
real soon. Yeah,
actually, I think it's only like 2 that didn't get up.
It's 2. Yeah, I think it's 2. So we'll try and get all of that posted. Yeah, but check out the shirt. We're gonna have links in the description for the axe throwing apparel 64 before 24, and then 2 sign-up links, one for the amateur tournament and one for just regular PLS. So be on the lookout for those. Don't forget, if you are signing up for the amateur, you can still do big axe and knives. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So, see you on Sunday. I'm leaving tomorrow for Knoxville. Hopefully have a good showing at K-Town, and then come back and hopefully we can win some knife duels.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Until next time, we'll see you guys later.